following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Welcome back to Unsupervised, the spinoff. This week, your friendly neighborhood hosts welcome the dynamic duo of hosts from the Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC podcast. Regular Scott and Uncle Ozzie Killmonger join the show for some non-comic related banter. We discuss the president's disinfectant comments. We follow up on sports with no spectators and suggest ways the NBA might be able to function in the short term. We talk about the Tar Heels basketball recruiting class for 2020, and Money finally gets an ally for his Roy Williams love. In our Wacky Stat of the Week, it tells us that America goes to the movies. A lot. We briefly recap the NFL draft, and in our main topic, a majority of the draft choices are in interracial relationships. How do we feel about that? Buckle up, brace yourself for some rants, and enjoy the show.
Test it. Oh no, is it?
Is anybody here?
1, 2, 3.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
I think we back.
We in the building? Well, shit. We in the building, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Let's get it then. Welcome back, listeners. We are back. Episode Baker's dozen of Defy Life's own unsupervised spinoff podcast. Episode 13, y'all. Welcome. Come in, sit back, relax, man. Your boys are back. It's 2 for Tuesday, except it's Wednesday. Y'all already know it's your boy M. Dot, the real himself. The real is back. And I'm here, man. I'm with my brothers, man. West Coast J, Hollywood Paul. Man, West Coast J, man, what they do?
You know me, bro. I'm over here cooling out like a fan in the breeze, keeping it simple. Still ducking and dodging the running. The usual.
No doubt. Ducking and dodging Ronin. It's out there. It's out there, hiding behind your trees and shit. Hey, I'm hearing some pretty good things though about this Ronin thing, man. I was watching CNN earlier today, man. So we might touch on that when we come in with the virus update of the week. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood Paul, man, what's goody?
Shit, man. I'm just been chilling. You know what I'm saying? Working from home. I'm still an essential employee at the hotel on the weekend, so I get to go chill out with the ghost and count tumbleweeds as usual. Other than that, man, I can't complain, man. You know, I've been popping that lottery left and right, the scratch off show, because I'm just so bored. I need some action, man. You know what I'm saying? I need something going. I ain't got no sports. You know what I mean? I ain't got shit, man. I'm trying to make a baby. I don't know, man. I'm frustrated at being bored, man. But nah, I'm good, man. I've been having a good week, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I've been having a real week.
No, you better learn to sew or crochet or some shit.
Nah, man, I draw and shit. So, you know, I've been doing a lot of sketch art, trying to work on a graphic novel on the side. So, I don't know how far along I'm coming, but I guess I'm taking advantage of the time while I got it.
No doubt. Hey, gentlemen, we have some guests in the building. Hey, as promised last week, man, we have reached out to the Defy Life Podcast Network's own Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, y'all. We got episode 13 popping with two of the best hosts on the network. Uncle Oz, regular Scott. They are here, man. Hey, why don't y'all introduce yourselves? Regular Scott, what's good?
Man, not a whole lot. It is just great to be here. I'm really excited. I'm a big fan of the show. I listen every week, so I'm very excited to be here. West Coast, Hollywood, Money, thank you very much. I'm very excited about this, and I would like to just apologize to the listeners right now. You hear the laughter because he knows what's coming.
Why you apologizing, man? What's going on?
Hey, I just want to apologize for my co-host for whatever he is about to say or I just want to apologize now. That way I don't have to do a whole bunch of saying my bad about that, my bad. So here's everyone's apology right now for my co-host.
Hey, no doubt. Speaking of your co-host, the comic connoisseur, Uncle Oz, man, introduce yourself.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to be on. And as regular Scott says, he wants to apologize because I just want to say that, for one, he's brilliant. He's magnificent, a smart individual. But he's right. I should apologize for all those statements because they cannot be true. So I will say to Hollywood, West Coast money, it is an honor to be with you three, regular Scott. Yeah, man, we're gonna just get through it. We're gonna get through it. It's gonna be fine.
Hey, Uncle Oz, I got something to tell you, man, and you too, regular. Y'all ain't gotta apologize for shit because whatever we do on this show, we bring it to you unsupervised, baby. So it just comes out how it comes out, man. Welcome. We are excited to have you. Let the listeners know where they can catch you, regular.
So you can find us on Twitter at @NE4Marvel vs. DC. That's the number 4. You can also email us at NE4Marvel vs. DC at godefylife.com. That's the number 4 again. You can also find us at Defy Life Pods, just like this podcast. You can find us anywhere else you get your podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Radio Public, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, any and everywhere you get your podcast. You can find ours. Like, subscribe. Give us 5 stars. Leave us a review. Let us know what you think. We are very active. Well, let me rephrase that. I am very active on Twitter. Oz just has a Twitter. But come holler at me on there. I'm always posting something. West Coast can tell you that. I'm always posting a poll. I got plenty of ones gotta goes. So we're always trying to be interactive. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram. Again, follow.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going in and out because he does.
It does sound like it's going in and out.
It does, yeah. But just to add on to it, he posts a lot about his poll because he's a big fan of Dick Grayson. Yeah, and I do have a Twitter presence. So you can find me at Ozzie Real. Trying to bump up my status to 20 before the week's up. I appreciate it.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, right. Currently hovering at 14, but hey, man, it's staying steady. Staying steady.
No doubt. Hey, man. Well, like I said, man, gentlemen, welcome. Once again, Defy Life Network, Defy Life Podcast Network, Marvel. Take a knee from Marvel vs. DC. They here with your guys from Unsupervised. Speaking of Unsupervised, don't forget to check out godefylife.com for our written content. Our host of network suite podcast can be found at defylifepods.com. And don't forget to check out defylifegear.com for your custom gear, your designs, your Defy Life threads, man. Go out there and support the movement, support the network, support the family. Defy Life, baby. People always asking how do you support the network, so you can always go to patreon.com at godefylife and become a patron of Defy Life. This week, we want to go ahead and shout out a couple patrons as we always do. And let's see, this week we are shouting out, let's go with Ladanian, Lincoln, Amir, and Edison. Shout out, those 4 young patrons of Defy Life. They helping us do our thing, man. So shout out to you, 4 young gentlemen. Salute all your help. This shout out is for y'all, man. Got to clean up from last week also. I did a shout out for Movie Man Miggs, and I think I said Movie Man Mills or something like that. Meat Mills, Mills Rodriguez, some shit like that. But it's Miggs, man. Hey, and so I think I got a little tongue-tied, a little tongue-twisted or whatever. It happens. I'm human.
We love you, Bill. I mean, Miggs. We love you, bro. So you listening, man? Hey, we apologize, dog. You know what I'm saying? We ain't mean no disrespect, man. You know, we still love you, bro. You know, so big shout out to my man Miggs. He's a movie buff. You know what I'm saying? He'll break it down for you every kind of way you like. He likes to write without spoilers. That's his thing. Sometimes he may throw one in there, but he will, alert you beforehand. Check him out, Movies with Migs. He always has something going. He's always going in the reviews. He keeps us up to what's new, what's latest, what's popping. If you should waste your money and go see it, or if you should just stay home and Netflix it or Fire Stick it, he's the one to go to for that. So shout out to my man Migs. Love you, bro.
No doubt. You can always find this content at gotofarlife.com as well. Movies with Migs. West Coast Jay, let them know where they can find us.
Oh, yeah. You can find us at all the places Scott just mentioned.
I like it.
I like that approach.
All the places, no doubt. Hollywood Paul, man. Where our social media at?
You can find our social media everywhere. Scott, now I'm playing. Check us out. Check us out at facebook.com. You know what I'm saying? / Unsupervised, the spinoff podcast. Remember, y'all, we still got this giveaway going. The Rona ain't gonna stop it. So, because after this thing is over with, I know y'all gonna try to travel. So I'm gonna give away a free night stay at a Marriott location if you're choosing. Just make sure you're liking, commenting, and sharing. Please, please, please. Thank you for everyone that's done it. Thank you for supporting us so far. We appreciate you and love you. I know I do particularly because you know what I'm saying. I'm an entertainer. I'm in this for your entertainment. So if I'm entertaining you, let us know. Check us out at facebook.com, Unsupervised, the spinoff podcast. Make sure you tell somebody and your mom and them about us.
No doubt. Appreciate that. Shit, man, I always wanted to say this. Before we get too deep into the show, allow me to set the table.
Yes.
This is take a knee.
I love it. What is up, good people?
Yeah, I also feel like I should share that I'm just arbitrarily peppering in what else you doing on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So excited to start. My bad, regular. I had to bite you a little bit. Y'all check his show out. It's a great show, man. It's a great show.
It was great. I love it. This is fantastic.
That's
hey,
comedy.
man. How was your show from last week? And I know we had guys. This is a super long intro, but fuck it, we unsupervised, whatever. Your show last week, man. Who were the two gentlemen you guys had on with you guys? They were very insightful.
So we had JVD and Evan the Great of The Villain's Demand, and they do a podcast called the Crossover Collision, where they take two characters, random characters, like they'll have Judge Dredd versus the Predator, or Shredder versus Wolverine, Nightcrawler versus Red Hood, something like that. And break down their powers, their abilities, their weaknesses. And then they'll take them and put them in these battlegrounds where they roll a dice, and whichever that's it could be a warehouse, a sewer system, just a city street full of people, because then you got to worry about population control, making sure nobody gets hurt, and trying to defeat the villain. So there's a lot of elements. And they just break it down. They do a really good job, very insightful, very knowledgeable. So I really enjoyed having them on. And, we did a little recasting on a lost tape where we actually recorded an episode that got lost. So the last episode we had them back on. They were, gracious enough to join us again to kind of, but we had a very good conversation. It was a little long because we wanted to make sure we got our money's worth. But they're very insightful, very knowledgeable. They definitely put the comic connoisseur to test when it comes to the comic knowledge, and that's not a very easy thing to do.
No doubt.
It's good. They're and there's the scenarios that they put their combatants through. It's smart, and they're a wealth of knowledge, and they're it's good times. It's fun.
No doubt. Hey, fun is we all about having fun. Fun is it. West Coast Jay, man, how was your week?
Relatively boring, to be quite frank. One of the drawbacks to ducking and dodging the Rona is only the house.
Yeah.
So one
True
can
that.
only Netflix and DoorDash enough times before it is boring.
And for me, that's about 3 days.
Yeah.
Hollywood Paul, how was your week, man?
It's good, man. Can't complain, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been taking it in and then getting, like I said last week, enjoying my time away from having to always rip and run and do stuff. I didn't realize how much I did stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Just always stayed moving, always stayed doing something. But so I'm just enjoying my time, bro. I can't complain, man. That was yours, man.
Hey, man, I cleaned up again, and I went. Since we last talked, I think I've only been out one time.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have to put a strap on nobody, even though I am still carrying though. Just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you just never know. And I still got a freezer full of food that I'm hell bent on eating before I buy more. So that's about it, man. I didn't really do too much.
Did you get some other cooking from somebody? Because I know you were saying you was tired of cooking, man. How'd that work out for you?
I stepped out and I went to one of the little local restaurants and just, I got a little 2-piece. But then I went right back to cooking. So yeah, I've been cooking ever since then, man.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. Regular, how was your week?
The week's been good. Just hanging out with the fam, spending a lot of time with my 10-month-old. He's starting to on our walls now, and he's very quick on the crawl. He done got a good speed, a good pace on him. So I gotta really keep my eyes. So he keeps me busy, but it's good. I'm enjoying having these. My work schedule has kind of changed since the Rona hit, so I'm enjoying having the weekend off and just being able to spend it with the fam. It's been nice before we go back to work here in these next few weeks. So just been enjoying time with the family. I have plenty of stuff to watch. Like there's so much to watch. And then when I run out of the new stuff to watch, there's so much old stuff to watch. Like, hey, I love TV. I love not doing nothing. This is right up my alley. You know what I mean? Like I like because I go to work. You know what I mean?
Regular
so
Scott was born
I'm
for
still
this.
getting out the house, but bro, I love this. This is great. This is fantastic.
No doubt.
Not the Rona, but the stay home order.
Right.
Yeah, I can do that.
Hey man, comic connoisseur, man, how was your week?
It's been interesting. I'm working from home, learning some new tricks. My kiddo is doing online classes, so I wake up in the morning, get him going on, and then like Regular Scott says, there's a wealth out there. There's the good, the bad, the ugly. I haven't met a sci-fi movie B or above that I will not go ahead and watch. And there are some horrible ones on Netflix, by the way. If you're looking for some really, really bad sci-fi, hit me up on Twitter. I'll let you know about some horrible ones. And
just to interject right quick for you, Uncle Oz, if you're really looking for a horrible sci-fi movie, check out Hellphone. It's a movie I actually appeared in. It's really, really cheesy. If you like cheesy movies, it's really good. Really good. Nah, it's a good movie, man. We shot it in North Carolina, Greensboro. It's a sci-fi film. Appeared on the Sci-Fi Channel once, but check that out, man. Is it? It's got titties in it, bro.
But is it safe to say
it's got titties in it?
Is it safe to say this is about a phone in hell?
It's about the basic premise is kind of like the whole Freddy Krueger story. You had a guy who was horrible in town. He kept doing bad things to people, so the townsfolk got together and killed him one night. His spirit ended up coming back through the Bluetooth. When Bluetooths were new, this is how old this movie is. Wow. Bluetooths were new on the scene, and he would come back. His spirit infiltrated the communication line somehow, and he was killing folks through use of the phone, and then somehow formed a cell phone monster at the end of the movie. It was
this guy's name is not Donald Trump.
No. No.
Okay. I want to get this straight because it sounds oddly enough like our current number 45, but okay, I love it.
They had a time. What can I say?
Yeah.
Hey, no doubt.
The prophecy will be revealed.
Hey, I appreciate that. Hey man, let's talk a little bit about COVID-19 this week. I think we've crossed 1 million cases this week in the United States, and we've also topped 60,000 dead. We've got a lot of states. I keep seeing a lot of states that just boy, they at the starting blocks. They ready to get out, ready to get open.
Yeah, man.
In North Carolina, actually, the leader of the Reopen North Carolina protest, West Coast, you know what happened to her yesterday?
With the
She got
protest?
the thing.
She tested positive for coronavirus.
Got the thing.
Well, of course they did.
this
Everybody
gives
that's protesting
us
probably
free.
should.
Oh, give us free. She about to start spreading that shit around.
Give us free. Oh, she, because you know they've been protesting, marching hand in hand.
I need a haircut. I need a haircut. Yeah, look, man. Look. Okay.
What?
So all this craziness, you know, if you just flip it would have said, if Obama would have did it, they'd have been like, oh my God, stay at home. But you have this neutral dude who loves the media spotlight, is playing both sides of the fence, and he's like literally killing people, dude. Because he's very strategic. He like Pence today went to not today, sorry, but Pence went to the Mayo Clinic and went there without a mask on. The cameras flashing, publicity, everything, because him and Trump said we're not wearing masks.
I saw.
What the free world looks at these two people, the two most powerful men in the world. You can say, argue whatever you want to for democracy. They look at these people and they're like, these people are in a medical environment and they're not using protocol. They're assholes. You know, they're assholes, and they're playing this all for election games while they're killing folks. And if people are stupid enough to play on it, that's fine. But you know, people need to be aware of what's going on with that shit.
Well, interestingly enough, you said you said people are listening to what they're saying. Like, so going into last week, the president he was asking his advisors, could they begin testing some type of way if we could maybe insert some sort of UV light maybe under your skin or in your body, or maybe do some sort of disinfectant because the disinfectant kills it very, very quickly.
Oh yeah.
And by the weekend he was saying he was joking, he was being sarcastic. He was talking to reporters, and did y'all see his comments?
Yeah. He jokes around a lot. Like when he was joking around when he said, "I'm gonna build a wall." When he's joking around when he said, "I'm a line the courts with nothing but inexperienced, ill-equipped, really super conservative judges." He's a big jokester, but the biggest joke on everybody else is that when he's joking, he's really telling the truth.
No doubt.
Right. He's playing that old school game where, yeah, I'm going to tell y'all it's a joke if it don't work out, but if it work, I'm going to take all the credit and be like, see, it's a good idea I had.
No doubt.
The biggest pimp we've ever had in the White House, ever. He is the world's biggest pimp, dude.
You know, I use this line all the time. Shit, when I ask her, yo, you going to do that? And she do what? Oh, I was just joking unless you're going to do it.
Yeah. Dude.
I was just joking. Unless you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
the
man.
worst part about it, though, is that there was upwards of 30 deaths from people that actually listened and tried.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't believe for at least 1 second that the stupid ass stats of the weak people that we talk about every week, that somebody was gonna try to shove some Clorox up their ass, or you tripping,
dude? I'm just
gotta
saying.
be a new Clorox. The president said we can use it.
Look. I'm just saying, dude. You have people that think this cat is the fucking Messiah, and he never stepped foot in the church unless he like absolutely had to do it for like a divorce or for something. But they swear to God he was like the second coming. You know.
Hey, Regular, what did you think when you saw his comments?
Not surprised. Fits right up his alley. Just another quote for the book that will show this election is over, whether he's reelected or not.
Hey, man,
And
regular,
I am not surprised also by the fallouts. What'd you say?
speaking of regular, you keep coming in and
You
out,
are
man.
you're cutting out a little bit.
Hey,
Am I
don't be trying to hide
now?
your
Can you hear me
conservative.
now? Can you hear me right now? Can you
Yeah,
hear now?
but don't try and hide your conservative
So
views by
what
cutting in and
what
out.
I just feel like he says a lot to get a reaction, and he knows that getting a reaction is the most important thing. Like that is the most important thing, is to make sure he is in the headlines. He is the talk of what people are talking about, because he knows he has his loyal supporters, his cult following. They're not going anywhere. So yeah, none of that surprises me. This is all going according to plan for him. This is all another big scheme to get reelected, just like last time when Hillary was appointed to go against him. That was all a scheme to get him elected. It's all a scheme. That's where I'm at with Donald.
We got we talking about we got to fulfill the book. Is that what you're saying?
Wow.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with Donald. So.
Emancipate yourself from anti-slavery.
So, well, good idea, bad idea. Well, his team around him said, "Hey, we're going to stop doing," because as of right now, or as of last week, he was doing about an hour and a half press conference every week. I mean, I'm sorry, every day. And his administration now said, like, "Hey, you don't need to be on TV every day." Like, that's their nice way of saying you're a fucking idiot. You don't need to be on TV every day, like in front of people that can ask you questions for an hour and a half, like, because it really just shines a glaring light on how unintelligent he is, and that he has some very, very large holes, and that his elevator's not going all the way up to the top. Yeah, so I don't know, man. They are testing. What was that? West Coast. They're testing Ravitavacine or some shit like that. What's the name of that drug? They actually are very, very optimistic that some new drug that they're testing has been shown so far in studies to have a significant impact on the coronavirus
for a vaccine, and they want to have it rolled. So sorry, I hate saying they. The administration quietly wants to have it rolled out by the end of the year, particularly before November, so that they can tote this out as like, oh, look at this, like, I got you this before the election, I put like a big fucking publicity stunt. But you still got to go through trials. You still got to go through like testing. And so like people are, even like leading scientists are going like, yeah, man, maybe a year, So it's interesting, man, what's going on. And also, it's kind of crazy because I don't know how I feel about like, oh, whoa, I got to get a vaccine for this. What? And I'm not an anti-vaccine person either, but it's just
right.
It is crazy how all of a sudden we are living in a new reality that was kind of like just forced upon us, and it has no ramifications for it. Again, it's wiping out old people. It's affecting people of color. It's affecting poor people, but rich people are making a profit off of it again. So that's where I got issues with it. So,
what do you mean? What do you mean when you say rich people are making a profit off of it?
Okay, here's an example of that for you. So the days. Congress passed this huge bailout, right? Like, oh, people are losing their mind. 2008, what? You're going to bail out the auto industry? This is crazy. You're un-American. This is communism, socialism. They do it under Trump, and it's called like the miracle thing because he signs his name on the check. But so the first bailouts don't go to small businesses. They went to any business that had either good standing with banks already, or who had good lawyers. So the Trump administration gave all the money to the banks and said, you divvy it out to the people who need to have it. And the banks said, cool. And the banks, how banks work, they don't go to, hey, excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. Minority. I understand you're having problems with your small business. Let me help you. They go to, oh, what's up, Sugar Shack? Oh, what's going on there, Longhorn? You have an issue? I already know you guys. You make money with us. We make money with you. Here's your bailout money. They gave them out to all these people, all these not small companies, man.
Well, that's exactly what happened in 2008.
Right. So here we go.
But that's not what happened. That's not what's well. That's not so. So the original version of the law, the CARE Act, it had a lot of that in there.
Right.
And that's why the Democrats.
It's all about the flavor stuff. Obama did it. It's evil. Trump does it. It's not socialism. It's just quietly said. And Steve Mnuchin and all these guys, they're old school crony crooks, dude. And did you know no one had anything to say? And I'm pissed at Democrats too, but no one had anything to say when they were like, with this bailout money, X billion dollars, you guys can't have any oversight about it, and we can give it out to whoever we want to, and we can tell you maybe who we gave it to 6 months later. What the fuck is that?
I'm not sure how much of that happened with this new bill.
Oh, the first they're trying to pass a new one. The first one, just go back to they gave out the first bailouts. They shamed Shake Shack or whatever it is. They shamed those guys into giving back the $10 million when they gave them out to those guys. Like no small businesses are getting any of this. And when all the dust settles, I promise you this: when all the dust settles, women who own businesses, Black people who own businesses, they're going to be the first ones hit and the first ones who have no more businesses.
Well, we will see. We will see. They are trying to draft the second stimulus package for the country, like right now,
as we speak. So, but yeah, just like Congress in general should have learned the lessons from 2008 when that's exactly what happened, and we've actually covered that. I guess we talked about that a couple weeks ago when we were reviewing the package. So I don't. Of course, we're not going to know just yet because it just they just got the first package. But yeah, there was X amount of hundreds of billions for this industry and X amount of hundreds of billions for that industry and X amount of hundreds of billions that went to the people and X amount of hundreds of billions that went to this thing and that thing. But we're not going to know. We're not going to know where exactly all that went right this second. But I'm sure that we will. If you file taxes if you're able to have any sort of tax haven in any other country, you should not be able to have any sort of bailout in this country. So,
no doubt. Anybody else want to touch on that?
No, like you said, we went over it a couple weeks ago and we found out how long the document was, and all people cared about initially was, "Oh, I get a free $1,200."
Right, dude.
Like,
what is
so
$1,200 going to do to you?
Where's the rest of that money going? We won't find that out for some time.
If they would give everybody $10,000 and said, "I'll get you on your taxes next year," we'd still be in a better place. It's rule number one: if it's over 10 pages, it's probably some shit you need to be aware of.
Damn right.
Yeah, if it's got words on it,
over one page.
If it's over a paragraph,
I mean, that's even in the entertainment industry, man. Like when it comes to deal memos, I remember it was a movie titled Broken I did, and there's another movie I did where they gave out a 8-page deal memo, and I'm like, well, how hard is it to say I'm going to pay you $800 to act on February 12th, 2020? You know, how hard is it? How many pages do you need to explain that? And then come to find out they can use your likeness on porn sites.
Forever, dude. And
all kind of shit, right? But then the one pager was just like simple, like, well, I'm going to pay you this much to act on this day for 8 hours. Thanks, boom.
And then they try and bust you out with an NDA too, man.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Oh, dude, Hollywood. I recently had to sign a 5-page NDA just to be on set. And which is like, no, well, dude, this is what I do for a living. But when you read the fine print, it's just like, well, if we see you, we can use your image in whatever thing we want to use too, without paying you for it. It's always the game, dude. It's always the game.
Right. Then if you want to contest that, they're like, "Oh, well, you must not want to work here today." And it's like,
right.
I just don't want y'all to put my face any damn way. You know what I'm saying?
and then they're like, "Hey, watch out for that guy. He won't sign."
He's defiant. He's not a team player. He's this and that. Right. You're a troublemaker then. You know, just because you got a fucking brain.
Hollywood, dude. Yes.
Hey, well, y'all two troublemakers gonna have to chill because we about to change topics.
All right, I ran out of beer. Oh man, I'm gonna get heated again. No, I'm just kidding.
Last week we touched on sports. Actually, Regular, I'm glad you on. Did you get a chance to watch the WrestleMania?
Yeah, I watched WrestleMania.
There were no fans in there, right?
No, they haven't had fans for a while, well before WrestleMania. So,
describe that experience for us. Like, how did you like it? Was it cheesy? Was it the same like type of, tingling when you see your guy, your favorite guy or your girl or whatever run out and the crowd goes crazy and like, so how was that?
So there's absolutely no replacing the fans in any sport or any type of production or anything, even for WWE. Like you can't replace that roar of the crowd, the way they play along with the match, cheer the good guy, boo the bad guy. You just can't replace. So with that said, I think for what they were dealt, I thought it was really good because of the approach they took. So I remember listening to you guys' show. Y'all had, kind of touched on empty arena, potentially, sports going back with no fans, and how most of y'all, I'm pretty sure, were like, you're not really in agreement for it. So, but I think like basketball would be great, and just like WrestleMania, because you'll be able to hear them talk smack, and that's one thing they kind of did a little bit more during this because there were no fans. You heard a lot more talking in the ring, and I don't mean they were calling out spots, but it was more so just talking smack to their opponent, and just It kind of added another element to it. So, I mentioned that because they did a lot of other things. Like they did some like theatrical matches where it was more like a action movie instead of a wrestling match. So that's another way they went about kind of countering the no fans thing. But as far as just like a live sports thing to kind of transition that back where it originally came from, I think basketball, at least for a short period, could work because I think the trash talk would be great. Just imagine having Patrick Beverly mic. You know what I mean? Just imagine listening to him going against LeBron.
Right.
Or going against Steph. Like, I think that'd be fantastic. Imagine Draymond Green, my absolute favorite player in the world. Not my favorite player in the world, but
yeah, I know. I know about your love affair with Draymond.
But he's one of the best trash talkers in the game, and I think him mic'd up would be fantastic. Like, I think there is something there in the short term. Like if they did like a tournament or something like that for the playoffs, I think an extra mic'd up, game would work. Now you need to change the setting. Don't have them in an arena. Let's take it outside. Let's go to Rucker Park or something. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like,
no, then you're gonna have too much. Then you're gonna have guys worried about getting injured and.
But you got to change the setting though. Like that's what you have to do. You can't do this in a normal empty arena because that's going to be very different. WrestleMania wasn't in normal 1,000-seat arena. It was at their small, so you didn't see the empty seats. You know what I mean? So you didn't. They tried to make you not think about it.
Right.
You could do a basketball game. You're not see those seats. So I think you got to change the setting. So maybe you don't go outside, but I think you have to change the setting.
Regular Scott.
You're not in an empty arena. Oh, I can't wait to hear what Oz's question is going to be about sport.
Well, hold on. Before you ask, let me just say, let's just say while we're talking about this again, because I was watching Mark Cuban and a couple other owners this week, and the NBA is they're starting to churn. They want to have a playoff. They want to have the playoffs. Teams are beginning to. I think they're talking about letting teams practice
May 1st.
And the NBA has confirmed that they are considering moving forward with some part of their season, some part of their playoffs with no fans. So what is that? I know we kind of speculated about it last week, but if we know that's happening, what does that look like?
Didn't they say something along the lines of they were going to just basically bring all the teams to Vegas and play a tournament in the arena that's over there by the airport?
I didn't. Was that the plan? I didn't see it.
I thought I'd read something about that.
Where
they were, instead of
single
having
elimination
playing in
tournament.
their home arenas, they were just going to bring all of the teams to Vegas and play the tournament there.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay, Uncle Oz, what was your question? And then I got one for you.
So regular Scott, and this is actually for all you, but regular Scott, I was just thinking about that. So you said it worked, and some elements worked, some elements didn't. Would having for wrestling without the fans, would having it be in like a virtual setting be a different way of entertaining people, like having them play on, like, I don't know, like in a jungle setting or in a warehouse setting or on a Mars or something like that? Would that bring a different element to it, or I don't know?
So I know it's kind of really off sidebar, but they actually did do that in a couple of instances. They had a boneyard match with the Undertaker and AJ Styles. That's Undertaker's thing. He's all about burying people alive and putting them in caskets and stuff. So they kind of made a makeshift graveyard in the back of the Performance Center, and they filmed the match that way, and kind of the crowd element out of it completely. So you're not even thinking about it. So they did that on John Cena versus Bray Wyatt was another match they had. And that was almost like a montage of John Cena's career of a what if. And it just kind of went through a big package, and it would go cut to a match, then cut to like his mental state of what he's thinking. And it was a very intricate type thing. It wasn't your normal wrestling match. So yes, they would do stuff like that, but I don't think you can do anything like that when it comes to a real sport. Let me rephrase that. Not a real sport, but a non-scripted sport.
Right. Well, yeah. Well,
I don't think you can do anything like that.
I was thinking about for wrestling, because me not being the sports connoisseur, I think the Las Vegas thing is, what is the Thomas Mack Center or Cox Pavilion or something like that. But would it work for if you could have all the NBA teams, they play their tournament, right? But then it turns into like a crazy little pay-per-view where you can have your pockets of people, not in arena settings, but have pockets of people viewing it, like you're at your friend's house at an open garden park somewhere with a big screen or something like that. Does it turn into that kind of event for it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Just because they're still trying to practice the social distancing, but Mark Heumann said they do want a made for TV production. So Hollywood Paul, pumped in crowd noise or not? That's what we doing?
I mean, they need something, bro. West Coast and I we got up and played 2K. And, normally we have the crowd noise and commentator in the background, and then we'll put some music on and stuff. But we're playing, there's music playing, and it just seems real weird when we're playing. And he and I can't figure it out for some reason. We're playing, and then we're like, oh, the commentation, the crowd noise. As soon as we turned it on, changed the entire game we were playing. Like, legitimately changed the entire experience. And this is just a video game. So, right. I mean, it's worth them doing it, I think. I think it's something, it's a way to get the fans still involved. Of course, that can be controlled on those moments of trash talk, as Regular Scott was pointing out. I agree. I do like that, because I watch the Black Ops open runs in the summer, and there is a lot of trash talk out there. Is it enough to hold somebody's attention the whole time and not, you don't not tune out and start having side conversations while the game's going on? Will the same attentiveness be in the game without the commentator drawing your attention while calling out players' names and what they're doing? I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. Will the pumped in sound effect help? Yes, they need that, in my opinion. But other than that, basketball, as we said last week on the show, that crowd is such an integral part of that game. On that level, it kind of makes up the whole show because it is a show they're putting on. Yep. So how are they going to give us what we're used to, or at least something that will sell big TV revenue, essentially?
And it's playoff time, so I don't.
It can't feel like they're just playing an open run. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that feeling. Being somebody that loves the game, being somebody that played, I've been to shitloads of open runs with crowds there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get that we can't do that now, but it's going to be different. It's going to be different. The crowd noise may help. It may be odd because we can see there's no one there. It might give it a cheesy, Three's Company sitcom feel. I don't know.
Well, who all on the show's been to an NBA game before? I'm assuming everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
No. Has anyone? Okay. Who all on the show has been to an NBA playoff game?
I haven't been to a playoff game.
No.
I've been to regular Scott's playoff game, but it was definitely not the NBA.
So I've had the pleasure of being a 7-year Charlotte Hornets season ticket holder, of having experienced multiple playoff series. It's different. It is the crowd, the city, the inside the arena for a regular season game. Yeah, it's cool. It's love. It's rah, you all the dog. When it's a playoff game, I mean, you can feel the temperature and you can feel the friction. Everything is more intense. Everything is more exciting. Everything is more animated. Like, you can just feel that love for the team. It's crazy weird how much more insane it is to see a playoff game than it is a regular season game.
I see that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys, because I know you guys see him on TV.
I mean, I've been to college, stuff like that in high school, and that's true. The same way for that. So I can only imagine for the pros, Yeah,
it's. So I got a West Coast J. Because I got an unpopular opinion. My unpopular opinion, y'all might think I'm crazy, but if you can't have the crowd, fuck it. Don't play at all. West Coast, what you think?
That's an unpopular opinion. Especially with regard to hoop. Like, the wrestling thing is one thing because, again, it's scripted. It's something it is definitely an entertainment form. But I was just sitting there thinking about it. If they do pull all the teams into one area, why not make the rest of the teams the crowd?
True.
So if your team's not playing or if your team gets eliminated, y'all just sit in the crowd and watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but other players not going. How you gonna get other players to be invested in? I mean, how you gonna get Steph Curry to care about what the fuck?
The incentive of miking them up.
Houston's
doing. I mean, they're entertainers, man. I mean, it's just having a meeting with them before production rolls, basically, and saying, "Hey, look, you're going to be mic'd up. This is what we're looking to get from you while you're not playing. We need this kind of." He's a professional entertainer, so. They just got to basically, it's like a plant. They just got to, put some people out there and plant them to kind of rile them up and let them know, hey, this is what the producers are trying to do with what we're doing right now to get the fans back involved. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to play along.
It may be bad, but it turns into a bit of a basketball reality show, which is but still.
I was thinking of them taking that aspect as well, kind of like from wrestling, kind of like creating those scenarios. It can kind of draw us in. I mean, but even wrestling, you could pump in a crowd noise, I think, with wrestling, and have them anywhere. The two or the four going at it. anywhere, and you can cut to like a shot of people somewhere, and then you can throw in the crowd noise, and no one would think any different. But with basketball, we know it's such an up close spectator sport. And we look to see the faces of certain fans courtside. We look to see or overhear the conversations, and we listen for the commentator saying, he pulls up, bang, when the crowd goes wild. We need that, we need that. So I don't know how it works.
And couldn't we see it? And see, I'm coming from definitely the non-sports angle, but couldn't we always see this as like, so in the Olympics, it's a very big camaraderie, athletics, best of the best kind of thing. So why not in that environment? Why couldn't we have other teams like kind of go say, hey, look, man, I know you don't normally do this, but this is for this freaking Corona thing. You're still getting your money. You're still going to have your fans invested too, and have them like be on the sideline for that too.
That's exactly what West Coast Shay just said.
Yeah.
I think that could work.
it's literally word for word what he just.
But the Olympics, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because frequently, even during Olympic hoops, you would see like the men's team was constantly at the women's team's games.
Yeah, exactly.
Cutting up too.
But doesn't that defeat the purpose of like the social, like keeping like a big group of people away from each other? Like, you can't have
but there's not that many people. Is the honest answer.
Yeah,
how many people are on a basketball team? The regular basketball team roster, what, 14?
Yeah,
plus coaches.
There's a maximum. There's a maximum of what, 300, 400 people in the NBA at any one given time.
Right. And you can put all of them in the lower half of a bowl, still socially separate everybody, but there's a crowd there.
And you'll still say they have been tested with their 3 days, and so all of them boom, boom, boom. So that solves that problem pretty easily.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think you're gonna get people to really cheer, like NBA players, like in the playoffs, to be cheering for another team.
That's
okay. But then here, think about this.
Not the way fans do.
Yeah,
they may be like,
money.
Like, hey, good shot, man, good shot, or
money, shot. But then players still might
things that get reactions regularly are still going to get reactions, even if they get them from regular NBA players now.
And they're still being mic'd up too.
When they like, oh shit, that was a nice move. But they're not invested in any one team winning. They're just being a spectator and congratulating someone on having a nice shot or doing a nice move or whatever the case may be. But they're not emotionally connected at all to that other team winning. It's not gonna happen.
Money, but on the spirit of, hey, we're able to open up and do our thing, this whole American pride thing, I think that would play into a lot of that stuff, man. I think it would, because people are so hungry.
What?
People are so hungry to see their teams out again doing something,
to
be a part of something.
Hella beans about American pride when they all play.
I get it. But
they don't care.
I get your money, but they care about the American dollars that affect them. So I think it will all play into that, man. They don't got to be patriotic, but they definitely can be green.
What they got to do with American pride, though, man?
Oh, come on, bro.
Oh, Americans have pride in their dollars.
As Americans, like,
absolutely, but that's not
the ones that are American. Because there are still a bunch of foreign-born ones or whatever. But the ones that are American, yeah, I mean, like the idea of just showing the solidarity. Here's what the NBA is doing to provide an entertainment or to provide a spectacle for you guys to enjoy. We're all here doing it together.
Right, and I fuck with that part. I fuck with that part. I even fuck with the part of you can get the Lakers to watch the Nuggets play and be like, oh shit, that move Joker just put on Westbrook was dope. Clap, clap, clap. But the way the motherfuckers at the Pepsi Center be watching, it's not the same. It's not the same thing. So I don't.
You're right.
These guys are constantly bred. These guys are constantly bred to compete against one another. They compete against each other all season, and I think it's hard to flip a switch and be like, okay, now you go be the fans. I would more enjoy them actually pumping in crowd noise before I would watching you fakingly cheer for a dude that you don't really care if he's.
But how do you know? How do you know money is? It's some of it. Some of it definitely you'll see it, which will be part of the lure of the show of TV is seeing the fakeness. But there are honestly like real NBA players that truly admire each other, dude. It's always been that way. It's always been.
Yes, that is okay. I played sports on several levels, and I played several sports. In the realm of us all playing the same sport, I had love for those dudes. You know, if I wasn't in my Northwest Bears uniform, shit, I might go check out a game such as. But I ain't never, ever clap my hands for nobody that wasn't in no Northwest Bears uniform.
Not the same as their fans, right? No.
I might have been like, damn, that was a nice ass move Nick just did.
You might get a reaction, you know, yeah.
But if them motherfuckers won or lost, I ain't give a shit because they wasn't in my locker room.
Right, but as West Coast said, this is a totally different environment. And I'm gonna tell you another thing.
I'm only talking about how they're wired. I'm talking about how they're wired. So I know that applause that you're giving, like maybe that's your guy. Like if it's D Wade and LeBron, because they real good friends, they can cheer for each other. They fuck with each other like that. But it's some of these dudes don't even like each other.
Yeah, it's true. I know.
So I don't know. Anyway, we got to move on.
But I will say one more thing. It'd be
come on, man.
Hey, just one more little quick thing.
Come on, man. No, you can't do that. This is not
a great slam dunk.
You can't do that.
I get you. Give me 30 seconds. What a great slam dunk for the NBA if they can pull it off before the NFL can do anything. You know, if they can really do this season and pull something off, that'd be awesome for them.
Yeah, of course they're gonna do it before the NFL.
Yeah, well, I mean, but if they can get everything going on, like if nothing's a hiccup, it'll be a great boon for them. You know.
Speaking of NFL, real quick, everybody, I want your take. Is the NFL season currently in jeopardy? West Coast.
Kinda.
Hollywood Paul, is the NFL season currently in jeopardy?
There are some eyebrows being raised right now, definitely.
Regular NFL season.
At the moment, no.
Uncle Oz, NFL season.
I feel like it's always been in jeopardy.
No doubt. I agree. I agree with you guys. I'm starting to raise an eyebrow. More so about college football than the NFL, but I'm sure we'll chop that up as the summer goes on. Well, guys, with the commit of Minnesota shooting guard Curran Walton, we're going to talk about your favorite subject a little bit. The North Carolina Tar Heels now hold the number 3 nationally ranked recruiting class in the 2020 recruiting cycle for basketball. So, since we always usually, show the Tar Heels some love, Hollywood, I know you've been highly critical of Roy's ability to bring in top talent as of late. Everybody else has signed their letter of intent. This latest signee has not. But if this class holds together and UNC does land this number 3 class, what are your expectations? Let's start with the guest, who's also a Tar Heel. Regular Scott, man, what's up? What if we can hold this class together? We bring in the number 3 class. What's up with Roy, man? What you want Roy to do?
So if we keep this class, I think Roy has got to get us all freshmen, got to get us to at least the Elite 8. Because I do think that he is you do have to start. If he has another bad season, now we got to be like, all right, it might be time. Like I'm cool with giving him this year. A lot of things happen, injuries happen, pretty much a brand new team. Things I'm cool with giving him this year. It's going to happen to everybody unless your name is Coach K, who he's just Coach K. That's just not going to happen. So next year, this upcoming year, though, if this class holds, yeah, I'm expecting us to be one in the top tier. Like, I'm expecting us to be able to compete with anybody in the nation. You know, it's college basketball, and we all know how that goes. That means any day, any team can win. We've seen it. You know, We've seen upsets happen during the tournament. So I think we should be able to compete with anybody in the nation if this class holds up. I don't see any reason why. And I know you guys are very hard on Roy. Hollywood, West Coast.
They're very hard on Roy.
I know they're very hard on Roy, and I get it. You know, and I like a lot of what you guys said. You know, in your past shows is true. It's the name UNC that makes us have to critique him harder, and I get that. But I do think we got this year, coming season. This is the season where we can be like, okay, that was just an anomaly. That was just a fluke. We're back where we need to be. Or, okay, it might be time to start a new era.
Now, Babcock. So Cole Anthony declared this week he's going pro. Mm-hmm. He declared for the draft this week, or that may have been late last week. My weeks are running together. Babcock, the other superstar freshman from last year's class, has not decided yet. Do you think does he stay? Does he go? And like, so, because right now I've got the little Felton guy, little Raymond Felton's little nephew or something, Lil Felton, Leaky Black, and Babcock. I've got them all coming back with these 5 incoming freshmen. So, Uncle Oz, what's your expectation for the Tar Heels?
Well, I can tell you like this: it was no surprise when Cole left. And although he was a freshman, I mean, think about it. His father, he's coming from his father, who was a legacy player. So of course he was going to jump at a chance to be an NBA. So speaking of the Tar Heels, man, I don't know. If our other 2 guys come back, man, the freshmen may have a chance. But other than that, North Carolina's got awesome barbecue.
No doubt. No doubt.
So,
hey, you played that off real well.
I knew you was definitely trying to filibust your way around that. West Coast Jay.
You know what you doing on the Sunday?
Black man, Little Felton. Can they put it together with these new kids?
I mean, look, Roy, we know I am openly anti-Roy at this point. Sorry about that with the extra noise, but I'm openly anti-Roy. Got me over here slapping microphones and stuff. I need them to, I'm with Scott, like if they get to the Elite 8, whether or not I'm anti-Roy doesn't, I just want Roy to walk away. But since he's earned enough that he doesn't get to get fired. I just want him to walk away. But if they don't get past Sweet 16, Elite 8, with the number 3 overall class, especially after this year's comments where this was the least talented group I've ever had, like that struck a nerve with me, something significant. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't get to just throw these kids under the bus because you're having a bad year as a coach. Like, that's mean to me. That part was so unacceptable. So unacceptable. So with this year's class and the technical number 3 overall behind only Coach Cal and Coach K, mm-hmm. The ones who frequently beat him out for the best class, he better show up like they're the number 3 recruiting class. I'm looking Elite 8. I'm looking Final Four-ish.
Even with mostly freshmen.
Coach Cal show up every year with all freshmen.
He don't go to the Final Four. He don't go to the final, but he don't go to the Final Four every year. That's not true.
No.
No, no, he does not.
But what again, you asked me for my opinion as a person who don't really like Roy Williams. I need him to succeed. I need him to
so
exceed
now
expectations.
he's got to over succeed.
He got to overachieve. He got to overachieve. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay, no doubt. Y'all said he couldn't recruit though. Hollywood Paul.
In the beginning of the year, we're talking about numbers that don't even exist yet. We don't know whether or not he can recruit.
Hollywood Paul. Number 3 class in the nation.
I mean, I think that, first of all, shout out to the Tar Heels for definitely getting a better recruiting class this year that's coming up. I think that if Roy can, if we have some players that can come back with some leadership, and I think that if Roy can call some timeouts when they getting ran out the gym, settle those boys down, draw up some plays, and actually utilize his
timeouts, man.
Bruh, that's timeouts are integral in basketball. They are
and life.
In life. Sometimes you need to just take a breath, man. Step back off this shit. But anyway, I think that if he can coach them, I'm not expecting them to I could be surprised. I could be. But as bunch of freshmen, it would be amazing Cinderella story type thing to go to the Elite Eight or further. But just to have a decent tournament with this group that can lead to a promising future, whether they're all one and dones or nothing. I mean, I just think that would be good for the Tar Heels. Period. It's the bounce back from last year. I mean, making it to Sweet 16 would be better than what happened this year currently. So, especially with the whole shutdown and everything in the season early. But I really want him to take this team and coach them and utilize the personnel appropriately. And when they're running amok and just out there balling and looking aimless, call a damn timeout and utilize the talent that you have. I think they could do something. I really do.
I like that.
Just manage the talent you have, and if they do better than what they were tracking currently, then I mean it's a success. He doesn't need to go anywhere. He doesn't. I think this year is promising them to do better than they previously did with Cole Anthony. And that's going to be a win for the Tar Heels, period. And then the following year, as long as everything's cool with our nation's health, the following year, I believe, will show the true test because the bounce back, everybody's just going to be happy that they're back. As long as they do a little bit better, win some more games, it's really not going to matter. Me as a Tar Heel fan, I'm going to kind of feel the same way. Even though I would want to see more, I'm just going to be happy that they're back and they're doing better. But the following year, I think people, including myself, will be more critical on what they do, how he recruits. We could really give that true test of what's going on because things will be more back to normal. I think a lot of kids are signing, they're scrambling, they're trying to take their best options right now. They're not really just stepping back to see what's the better option for them as far as like where would I have the most fun and yada yada yada. They're just where can I go in and have a successful opportunity. With things being set back as they are, where can I go get the best chances to go make some money? And so I don't think this season is going to really tell us that, honestly. But that's where I'm at with it.
No doubt. Real quick, so all right, so y'all are saying Elite Eight, and that's pretty much gonna be your measuring stick for this class.
Hey, it's not a lack of commitment. It's a lack of commitment, not a lack of talent. That damn sure the mediocrity.
Now, I think it's been widely debated that the 2018 Duke recruiting class that brought in Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, Trey Jones, R.J. Barrett, that also played with Javon DeVore, Joey Baker, and Jordan Goldwire, and Marcus Bolden. I keep reminding you guys that, like, they were saying that that's the best recruiting class ever. And I keep reminding you guys that team did not win a national championship. That team didn't even finish first in the ACC. They finished third in the ACC.
That they did.
They did win the ACC tournament.
Cal sends 5 starters in the top 10
we're not
NBA,
talking about. We're not talking about. Right. So that Duke team also did not win the national championship.
What does this have to do with Roy?
I'm just saying that's the greatest recruiting class we've ever seen assembled, and they didn't win the national championship. I'm just putting it out there. I see
what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Just because you have a top recruited class doesn't guarantee you a championship or at least in the Final Four. I get that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Can we at least judge Roy by the standard that other coaches are judged? That's all I'm asking.
And that's why I formed my statement as I did to say if they just win more games this upcoming season than they did this current year, it was a success. They bounce back. He'll be looked at as a good coach still. He calls a few more timeouts and draws up more plays. He rallies his players when they're getting ran. I mean, he doesn't throw them under the bus when they're playing bad, and he doesn't want to take the flack as a coach. I mean, all that shit would just make them look all the way better.
No doubt. Well, speaking of taking a timeout, we got to take a timeout. We got some bills to pay. West Coast J, man, let's run us something.
Yes, sir. Y'all stay tuned.
If you're into all things comics, you have to check out Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, your go-to podcast for comic and superhero discussion, debates, polls, and more. Tune in as Regular Scott and Ozzie Killmonger chat about your favorite comic topics, and you never know who may show up for an open mic or what will be next on their favorite One Gotta Go. Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, every Sunday, powered by the Defy Light Podcast Network.
What you doing on a Sunday?
Yeah, man. Y'all give a listen. Welcome back. Give a listen to Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. We heard from their hosts at least once today. Not sure where exactly. Oh, that's right. They're guests on this show. Welcome back to Unsupervised, the spinoff featuring Regular Scott and Uncle Ozzie of the Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC fame. What up, everybody?
What is up, good people?
No doubt, man. Welcome back to episode 13. Don't forget to check out the Defy Light Podcast Network, featuring Unsupervised spinoff podcast, as well as Take a Knee from Marvel vs. DC, the Defy Light Podcast, Anything, Everything, and Nothing. All of our wonderful shows, Speak the Truth, that are out there. They can be found at defylightpods.com. Don't forget to check out our gear at Defy Life Gear. We got gear for our show, man. Go check our gear out, man. Cop something. Cop you a shirt. Cop one for your lady. Cop one for your dude. If you cross-binary lovers, cop one for him, her, whatever you want to call yourself at that point. Just cop gear, man. Cop gear. If you don't like our shirts, Take a Knee. They got shirts too, man. Cop you some gear from Take a Knee. And if you don't like either, cop something from the network. Cop something from Defy Life Gear overall, man. We got some high gear out there, man. Welcome back, episode 13, man. I'm back with my guys. Boy, that Roy Williams heat is real.
There's a lot of hate on this show for Roy Williams, man. A lot of hate for Roy Williams.
I have no hate for Roy Williams.
Get the Roy hate.
Yo, they get me hot under the collar.
I just don't love him.
They get me hot under the collar,
True
man.
that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I hear it. They gang up on you when it comes to Roy. You usually be fighting off. You be throwing the right at Hollywood and throwing the left at West Coast.
They unrelenting, man.
They backing you in the corner. West Coast throwing jabs, Hollywood throwing kicks.
I think I'm winning over Hollywood Paul though. Hollywood Paul a ball player. Like I think I'm winning them over. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I respect the position. Like how people say, I respect the office. I respect the position. I respect what he has done. I'm not going to just bite my tongue on certain things that I've seen, like as a person that's coached and played. I'm never on that level, but just understanding the game, like there's just certain things I wish he would do that is just like you're supposed to do that in that moment, coach. Like this is how you try to win. Like what else are you out there doing? You know, what other life lesson are you teaching these kids? So that's just where I'm at with it. You know, as far as and of course I'm quick to be like, hey, fire his ass, get rid of him. You know, or something. Bring somebody else in and let them learn. I don't know, man. But something's got to go, man.
We are not going back down the Roy Williams road, at least until next show. Right now,
I'm not trying to get on it. I'm not trying to say that, you know, I hate the guy. You know, I'm not going to say, oh, I love him as a coach. You know, I love what he's done for the program. He's changed a lot of people's lives. He's given us a lot of great moments as a coach. But as I've always said, there's just some things that I don't particularly like. It don't sit well.
Right now, it's the Wacky Stat of the Week time.
Let's get it.
Y'all ready for the Wacky Stat of the Week?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, check this out, man. Not a lot of this going on right now, but I would imagine that we're going to see a big boom in this when the country gets back geared up and good to go. But, man, Wacky Stat of the Week. Movie theater attendance in the United States is more than double the attendance of all U.S. theme parks and major U.S. sports combined. Reported attendance
cheaper.
Reported attendance in cinema in 2018 totaled 1.3 billion people went to the movies in 2018.
Well, damn.
Attendance to theme parks.
Like 7 times, so I counted me like 7 times.
Hold on. Coming. Attendance to theme parks came out to 421 million. And while the total for all U.S. sports, basketball, major U.S. sports, basketball, baseball, hockey, and football, excluding soccer, came out to be 131 million people in attendance.
Jeez.
So, 1.3 billion moviegoers. That's a lot of fucking movies.
Yeah.
What's your preference? Uncle Oz, what's your preference? You like a ball game? You like a movie? Like are you one of this 1.3 billion? What's the last movie you saw?
I can tell you that whole song they said, "Take me out to the movies." Yeah, that's me. So yeah, I am a movie fanatic, movie goer. Yeah, and that's another part of this whole COVID thing is right beside where I live, less than a mile away, is a cinema where you can grab a beer, watch the latest movie, and it's been closed for like almost 2 months. So it's a sad state of affairs. It's a great boon for Amazon, QB, all those other ones, but man, it's sad. It's a sad state. It feels a little bit like when MTV came online and video killed the radio star. You know, so
right. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
West Coast J, 1.3 billion at the movies. You going to the movies? You checking out the theme park? You would think because you a theme park guy.
Oh, yeah, I'm in all 3 of them numbers. Especially in 2018. Had a great time.
No doubt. What you check out in 2018? Do you remember? Sort of the Avengers and all that type of shit.
Yep. I went and saw all of them. Pretty much any comic book movie. I go check those out almost pretty regularly. The sports games, like I do enjoy a live sporting event. Ironically enough, I don't enjoy live football though.
Wow.
The stadium is too loud and the ball's too small.
That is very interesting.
Like that's really what my beef is with a football game. It's easier to watch a football game on TV because of the camera angles and all the et ceteras than it is to watch it in the stadium.
So, true story. I actually leave Bank of America Stadium and then come home and then watch the game on TV.
Yeah, like that's what a lot of people do.
So I watch the game there, and then I come home and watch the game at home.
Like I think the last actual football game I went to was like a Wake Forest versus Duke game at Wake Forest.
Right.
because that stadium is tiny.
I was gonna say, isn't that BB&T Field or something? It's not that big.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what it
BB&T
is.
Field it's tiny. It's an adorable little stadium.
Oh, it's
But,
precious.
no, I'm a fan of movie theaters without question. I go to
Right.
the movies a lot.
No doubt. So is that shocking to you?
No, because they're the cheapest of all of the three things that you named.
I
So
was just
true.
Overall,
go get into that a little bit because I was just about to ask why is that?
yeah, overall you spend, even if you go IMAX with the full, let's say there's 2 tickets for an IMAX showing, you get the ignorant popcorn situation that's like $24. You still only spent like $60.
Right, which is almost a ticket to any
You feel me?
theme
You
park.
go to a basketball game, for example. You spend $60 a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
go to
you
an
sure?
amusement park. Disneyland is like $120 to get in per day.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it's the cheapest. And it's only 2 hours of your time at the most. Or
Right.
maybe 3 hours.
Maybe
for some of the,
3
Avengers
hours.
movies,
Maybe
but
3 hours. Yeah.
The other ones are kind of a commitment.
Regulist. 1.3 billion movies. What you got?
Yeah, I'm definitely in the movie crowd. Last movie I think I saw though was probably Star Wars. I think.
Come on, which one is that? It's like 15 of them.
Revenge of the Jedi, I believe it was.
No, is that what the last one was called?
Yeah, Revenge of the Jedi.
Rise of the Skywalker. No, Rise
Was
of
it
the Skywalker.
The Force Awakens, Rise of the Skywalker?
Yeah, Rise of the Skywalker is the last movie I saw. The only real I live in Virginia, so we don't have any teams around here to root for. Closest team is DC, and I'm not going to watch the Washington Wizards or the Redskins. I'd go watch the hockey team before either of those.
We got the flying squirrels here, sir.
Yeah, I hate baseball, so that's so yeah. I mean, movies is really all I was contributing to. I'm not a theme park guy anyway, so I don't contribute to Christmas time when I have to take the lady to go see the lights.
True. Hollywood Paul.
About it.
Yo.
Where you at, man? 1.3 billion movies? Dinner in the movie?
Absolutely. For one, the cost. It's just easier to commit to that. With life going on. For two, movies provide a personal choice on things that are important to you as like ideas and your feelings. You can have that tickled when you go to the movies. It provides a therapeutic sense for you, environment. It provides a social environment for you, and it's just entertaining as well. So at the same time, sporting events, they're fun. They're, to me, unless you're just, for when you got it like that, you got the time as well, because it is time consuming to go to pro sporting event, even collegiate sporting events. That's just not something that is an everyday thing that can affect your senses like a film can. I am a little biased as well, but I am an avid moviegoer. I watch films all the time, movies, whatever you want to call them, at home, at the theater, whatever. I contribute, and at the same time, it's something that is universal. You can take the whole gang out to a movie, and you all cut up in a movie, and then talk about it afterwards, and it's that moment you create. You can take that same game to a sporting event, and somebody might not have a good time. They walk too much. Shit costs too much. They can't hear. It's too loud. It stinks or whatever. The floor is sticky in certain places. I lost this. It's so much shit that even at a theme park.
Someone threw up on a ride.
somebody threw up on a ride. I lost my shoe on a roller
Lost
coaster.
my phone. Lost my sunglasses.
Lost this. Or it's
that
hot.
shit actually
The
happens.
drinks cost too much. I gotta walk too much. My feet hurt. I'm tired. How long are we gonna be here? All day? So it's somebody might not enjoy themselves. So how at an amusement park? Some people might not like me. I don't like to ride roller coasters. You can call me whatever you want. I'm the bag holder. I might get on my maybe 2 or 3 of them, but I'm not gonna ride them all day. I'm just not gonna do it. And I have my reasons for it. We can go into another show, but the fact is, I'm not.
I respect that, Hollywood.
I'm going to be the guy. I'm not going to ruin everyone else's time, but I'm not going to be the life of the party either. I will hold your bags for you, though, ladies, while you guys ride that ride. At a sporting event, I'm just into the game.
West Coast Jay gonna need you to carry. He gonna need you to hold his shit too. Yeah, he gonna need you to hold his shit too.
Absolutely. And
regular Scott's gonna need you to hold his bag, sir.
I will. I'll be the bitch. I'll hold the bags. I don't care. At the sporting event, I'm gonna be into the game, man, and that's the only reason why I'm there. And that's not. A lot of people don't go to sporting events for that, and so and then it costs so fucking much. So my thing is, yeah, I get going to the movies. That's a simple way to escape regular life. It's cheaper. You can have more friends that can afford to go and enjoy it with more people that you actually care about being there. And then there's not too many other people there that you don't fucking know that you have to deal with. It's not time consuming with the parking. I mean, there's just so many different more advantages than going to the movies than going to a live event.
Right. No doubt. Okay. Well, I'm gonna chime in on this one because I love all. I'm not as much of a theme park enthusiast as I used to be when I was younger. Mm-hmm. But that's more so because now that I'm older, I complain a lot, and so just like Hollywood was saying, like it's like, damn, I'm still fucking walking. Damn, it's hot as fuck. I'm thirsty. My car is parked in Louisiana.
Right. I'm in New York. Right.
It's just all kinds of shit that go, and then you can't really enjoy yourself on the ride because you're so worried about losing something. Like I've actually had to catch shit falling out of my pockets when I've been at Carowinds riding the ride that sits on like the bicycle seat type shit deal. Like some shit was falling out of my pocket. I had to stop enjoying the ride and concentrate on catching the shit when I was upside down.
And you need to enjoy a 30-second ride when you're in line for an hour or 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then the lines are insane. So
right.
Movies, if it's a blockbuster, and so I'm also a little movie bougie. I have to see my movies in 3D IMAX. Period. I can't remember the last time I saw a movie in what I call regular.
Right.
Like Nick, I be talking to you, nigga. You watch your movies in regular? No, I do not.
Don't even watch them in regular.
Yeah, I don't watch my movies in regular.
I watch my movies. Regular Scott definitely watches his movies.
Trust me, regular Scott is very regular.
I know, man. It was just a little joke.
This dude has prune juice every day. He keeps himself very regular. Okay.
Well, so this is my first year of not having Hornet season tickets in it's 7 seasons.
Tell them why, money. Tell them why.
Fuck
Tell them what they did.
Tell them what you may say. Tell them what you may say. Tell them say shit they got you may say.
The Hornets not committed to winning, man. And I refuse to spend that many thousands of dollars. Y'all know I didn't own one seat. I owned 2 seats. And it's just one of me. But I was going, I go on a lot of dates and shit. So that's my little, you want to come to the game tonight?
It's a panty dropper move, huh?
Yeah, don't even worry. I got a seat for you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I owned a whole extra seat for no fucking reason at all. But still, when I had a girlfriend or whatever, she used to, she enjoyed it. So she wasn't a big basketball fan, but it's it's different when you're there. You know what I'm saying? Type of deal.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, but I definitely agree with everything that everyone's saying. So last question on this. If money was no object, of the 3, which would you prefer to do? West Coast.
Did you just one's gotta go me?
Kind of.
He did. He flipped it though. He said you pick one and the other two gotta go.
Yeah, money was no object, and you was like, man, I don't know. Could be a hot date. Could be, it could be you just want to get out the house for the day, or it could be whatever. If money was no object, you going to the movies, you going to the theme park, or you going to that game.
Oh man, that's hard.
If money's no object, I'm going to the theme park.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. Uncle Oz, since you laughing, what you doing? Money's no object.
Oh, I'm theme parking it up, and I'm buying everybody everything. It's a celebration, bitches. I'm just saying.
100%. Everybody
No
getting Mickey
doubt.
Mouse ears on everything.
Everybody, trust me, there are no losers on that day. Okay.
No doubt. No doubt. Hollywood Paul, what you doing? The money's no object.
It depends on what kind of game. Is it a
Thank
finals game?
Thank you, because it could be the fucking Super Bowl. Like
Is
what?
the Super Bowl? Is it the Is it? Am I seeing LeBron chase his championship? You know what I'm saying? Am I seeing this run right now, or is this a regular season game? First
Hey,
off,
it could be either. We didn't specify.
money is no object. I can have a skybox and a
West
courtside
Coast.
seat.
West Coast skipped out on going to the Super Bowl to go to the theme park.
Okay, Hollywood money. What if the theme park was on the moon?
No, there was no theme parks on the moon.
Okay.
So we can't. So we can't.
We're not okay. So staying in reality or what's real based on the imaginary situation and circumstances. Depending on the game, I might be in LA courtside and then go up to the skybox every now and again. I just might, depending on the game.
No doubt.
But if it's a regular season game, then I'm going to Orlando, Florida, to Disney World, and I'm gonna spend the day seeing everything they have to offer, and then they have so much shit for adults there as well. I'm just gonna indulge myself. I might just lose myself as the inner kid in me and just go play, depending on the game. But if it's like I said, if I gotta be in LA for that championship run, I'm there.
No doubt.
Man, the food. Oh yeah.
Regular Scott. What you doing? Money's no object. Could be any game.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Hollywood. Depends on the game. Like if this is LeBron's last game, I wouldn't pass that up for the world. For any, I mean, it would, unless it's my son, I'm not passing that up. Like, I'm going to see LeBron James' last game if money ain't no object. But if it's not that, I'm a regular dude, man. Just let me go to the movies, empty theater by myself at a nice center bistro, and I'm gonna eat good. I'm gonna drink good, and I'm getting a hotel. I mean, I'm getting a limo pick me up and to take me there so I can get drunk in the theater, and I might watch it again. So that's all I want.
No doubt. Ooh, off the wall with the
food, though, regular Scott.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
Yeah. So you're getting picked up in an Uber Black. So me pick me up a car.
XL. Yeah, Uber, Super XL.
And I mean, see, I didn't even say if money is no object. If we're gonna take it to creative levels of it, you said going to the movie theater. Okay, you did not say I could not contact the actors to act out certain scenes live and entertain me as well. All right, I might could do that.
No doubt.
It's just traditional movies.
Well, I mean, I might have my favorite teams and my favorite actors be at the theme park.
You don't even like sports, dude.
Oh,
you don't even like sports. You don't get no teams to come hang out with you.
Money's no object. You could literally have the game played at Disney World, and then as you watch your favorite movie on a big jumbotron next to you, and you can enjoy all three.
If money was no object, you could have your actors play your favorite players at the theme park.
Let me answer this question.
Good.
Let's see. If money was no object, y'all making a real compelling case for this theme park, but I gotta up the ante. I had the fortune to see the Hurricanes in 2005 when they played in the Stanley Cup Finals. So I have gotten that experience. I got to see the Panthers play in 2 NFC Championship games at home. And I've seen the Hornets play in the playoffs. So if money was no object, and I remember how those things felt, had the time of my life. If money was no object, if my team was playing in the Super Bowl or in the NBA Finals, I got to get there. I got to be there. And I know I'm gonna get priced out because I ain't banking like that. I ain't banking enough for, Super Bowl tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody might have to give me them shits. Like, hey man, we know you're a big Panthers fan, so we gonna give you a Super Bowl ticket, but I can't afford my own. So I might have to, I feel like I could save up enough to go to Disney World. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And have a really good time. But I don't see myself being able to afford going to a Super Bowl on my own if the Panthers were to play in it. So I would have to say the sporting event. Got to get that film.
When you say a sporting event, I gotta clarify, because I have spent a bunch of time at All-Star weekends. Are you talking about the whole weekend? Because the week leading into Super Bowl is just as cracking as the game itself.
I wouldn't know, man. I hadn't had that experience. That's not really the event itself, though. That's not really spending the money for this was gate. This was doing the gate, the gate turnstile and all that. 131 million people went to a game. So we're doing a game.
All right, then stick with the amusement park.
I mean, because Bert, you could do so much. I don't know about Carowinds, not so much. I'm not talking about that type of music park. I'm talking about a Disney World, that has multiple layers and places you can be and just things you can do for days, or
from sun up to sundown, you could be there.
I mean, dude, there's so much you can do. There's so much that I can name right now, and it ain't even a half of what you could do there. You know what I mean? There's stuff West Coast can tell you about that I don't even know of that exists there that you could explore. So I'm all for that. But if it's that one particular game, with that one guy or a couple of guys I want to see play, or like Regular said, LeBron's last game, or his last playoff run or finals game appearance, come on, bro, I'm there. Can't miss that.
No doubt.
I would love to be at Kobe's last game.
No doubt. Hey, because you never know when you're gonna get those opportunities again. Yeah, and I work with a girl who takes her family. That's their yearly vacation. They spend $5-6 grand. And that's their Disney World vacation. They go to Florida every year, and that's what they do.
It's a crazy world there too, and not just a small world after all. But I have friends, and they take their families there. And one year, his wife, she was wearing flip-flops. The flip-flop broke. A person saw. They said, "Oh, here's a voucher. We want to make sure you have the best experience of your life." And they got her a new pair of flip-flops. Because they just do crazy, but they're charging you out your ass.
Oh yeah,
food
absolutely.
And everything else. It's a crazy little. They want to make you have this experience, but it's an experience on your wallet too.
As is every experience.
Mm-hmm.
As is every experience. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, guys. Y'all ready for our main topic of the week?
Hell yeah.
Did y'all watch the NFL draft?
I
know Uncle Oz did.
I did not. I did not watch it. I didn't watch it, but I was around West Coast when the Golden Five team was diving in, dissecting, and everybody was giving Regular Scott hell for his guys' mock draft that you guys did. I believe you guys basically went through the entire draft, which was pretty dope, I think, by the way. But that's from what I hear you guys did. Then when it came to Regular Scott, and every time he picked, they said he was just he was smoking moon rocks. But
my first pick was solid. His first pick was solid.
Oh, but Hollywood, did you see how they had to come back and redeem themselves for me? Like, cause I had done a ton of research, and I knew that Derrick Brown was extremely high on the Lions draft board. I knew
they gave you hell. They did.
They gave me hell about that, but I ended up being right. Like it came down to a sliver, and just
right though.
But but I knew they were gonna have a tough time with the two guys. And so I just ended up picking the guy that they didn't go with. But it was what I'm saying is it was a lot closer than what y'all thought.
True that.
Y'all was like, oh, that's a no-brainer, money. That's a no-brainer, money. Oh, money, you get fired immediately, money.
They did. They went in on you.
I'm like, no, I wouldn't. Like, I really like this guy.
But that did not amount to the amount. Like I heard the shit talkery about regular Scott's picks on a random CJR in passing. Like, hey, I gotta meet up with you right quick. Oh, by the way, did you hear the show? Man, regular Scott. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I saw West Coast Jay the other day, I was like, "What's up, bro? What you doing?" Oh, nah, shit. I'm just checking out the Go to 5 boys. They the draft is on. He's like, bro, you gotta hear the killing regular Scott. They killing this nigga.
Hey,
so like,
shout out to Zach Bond, man. Shout out to Zach Bond, man. Shout out to that guy.
Listeners, go check that show out, man. It's a week old, but you can definitely dig into it. Check us out. You have a lot of laughs. That actually was a really, really, really solid show. Really great show.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, great fun. Any before we get into the meat, any surprises? My only surprise, I'll just chime in first. My only surprise was the Packers taking Jordan Love with their first round pick.
Let me ask you this because me and my boy Damian Workman, shout out to Work. He's a couple of years older than me, but he's like a football legend in my hometown. You know what I'm saying? He went to WSSU. He's one of those cats could have went pro, but the time he was coming out, a lot of guys weren't going pro from those CIAA schools like they are today. Right. But anyway, Work and I were talking, and Work mentioned he's shocked that Chase Young didn't go number 1. Like, would you have passed on Chase Young?
Man, I was crazy because I was having this conversation with Pooh, and I told him, hey, the number 1 player on my board is Chase Young. The number 2 player on my board is Isaiah Simmons. I said, if I have the number 1 pick and I'm the Bengals, I'm not drafting Joe Burrow. I'm gonna re-sign Andy Dalton because we know what he can do when he's got some weapons. I said, so I'm gonna re-sign Andy Dalton and rock with the red rifle, and I'm gonna have a defensive end that's gonna change my franchise for the next 10 years.
I mentioned it. I let West Coast talk about it, but I mentioned it like that to him, and he was like, Joe Burrow, he's a Heisman guy, he's the marquee guy. Like, that's such a a valuable asset to pick up on. Would you really pass on that over a defensive player in the draft, NFL?
Yeah, I would have passed on that. Just Joe, like, honestly, I really, really like Joe Burrow. But here's the thing. Joe Burrow went to Ohio State, couldn't beat out the guys there. Then he transferred and went to LSU, had a mediocre season at LSU. And then this year happened. And
this year happened, though. It didn't just happen.
Yeah. But I feel like I feel like Joe Burrow was really the benefactor of the amazing talent that was at LSU.
I agree with that.
I don't
so
like.
You'd have taken the quarterback from, let's say, Oklahoma.
I would have not taken a quarterback.
No, I mean, if you replace the quarterback of Oklahoma with Joe Burrow, you think he'd have had the same result? Is what I'm saying.
Nah,
like a decent quarterback who could throw.
Dude. If I just took,
swap him out.
I mean, if you take Sam Howell from UNC and you drop him on that last year's LSU team, same shit.
Got you.
I don't think and I may be wrong. I know he's got all the arm talent. I know, like, but is he a once in a lifetime, a once in a generation quarterback? I don't think so. Is he going to be a very good NFL quarterback? Yes. I think Chase Young is fucking gonna.
You think Chase Young is a once in a lifetime defenseman?
I do. I think you get one of those about every 5 years or so. That's the thing, and of course in sports they call them once in a lifetime. But
real talk. Ohio State's been churning them out though.
Yeah, they have been churning them out. They defensive end.
You got a Bosa boy from there.
I think he's better than Bosa. I think he's easily better than Bosa, and that is saying a lot. I think he's J.J. Watt type-ish.
Well,
I think the Bengals are in a position where they kind of had to pick Joe Burrow. Reason being, Andy Dalton clearly hasn't gotten it done, and if he does end up being what everyone says he is, you don't want to be that team that didn't draft him when you had the chance.
Let me, and this isn't. The Bengals were the worst team in the league last year. Hence why they had the number 1 pick. Did you know the first 10 weeks of the season, Andy Dalton was leading the NFL in passing?
Well, that doesn't surprise me because they were playing from behind all game.
Yeah, but I'm saying what I'm saying is the only person that was producing was Andy Dalton. And he didn't have AJ Green, and he did, but he turned those receivers into. He's the reason why who Boyd is, and the kid from South Carolina, their other kind of tall receiver. He finally made John Ross a receiver, and so I think Andy can get it done. I remember those years of offense when their offense was actually good, and you couldn't do anything with them. It was their defense that wasn't all that well. But I think Andy Dalton. I would have signed Andy to a 2-year deal, and maybe he stinks it up in 2020. But I'm okay with that because I got Chase Young, and I'll just draft Trevor Lawrence. You're going to be hard pressed to get a Chase Young out of next year's draft. So that's all I'm saying.
It may be true. It might be true.
So if that Hollywood, if that answers your question, but that pick that we were talking about, Derek Brown.
Yep.
So I want to get into a couple of things. Because one of the things, if you were paying attention to your social media, people were using the theme from Get Out with the black dude and the white girl, and it was like how the NFL athletes are looking right now. Were you guys shocked by the amount of those athletes that were brothers that was coupled up with the white girl?
Nope.
Nobody was shocked.
Why would you be shocked?
I'm just asking. It's for you to tell me why
you got
two
shocked. People on here.
I mean,
you got two people on here who are married to white women,
right?
So, to me, it's not shocking. Like that, this. So anything biracial to me isn't shocking. Right. You know what I mean? Like that's normal to me.
Normal stuff.
You speak for yourself, Regular Scott. I was shocked and appalled personally.
Oh, I think you can be shocked without being appalled.
No.
I'm sure you were.
Now, my wife is white, but I was still shocked and appalled by
this.
Yeah, you and your mixed kid too.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you, I support my relationship, but Derek's I do not. So it's okay.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just Dick. It was a whole lot of them brothers, man. It was a whole lot of them brothers. So let me
wait. I gotta ask you something though. Did was this whole thing, the controversy? Did they all come out to show support for Derek, or was it just like, or was it just going like, hey, it's sequentially like
Oh, they was going in on his ass, man. They was going in on like he owed them some money, bruh.
Yeah,
Get something to them.
they went in on Derek specifically, but he wasn't the only one that was with a white girl in the draft. Like it was quite a substantial. I'm gonna say, I of all the couples that I saw, I actually saw the athletes with in a interracial mixed relationship more than I did see the athletes that were brothers with black women.
Wow.
And so that had social media feeling some type of way.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
Mhm.
And so Derek Brown specifically. So someone, this was actually a sports writer or something.
Well, hold on right quick before you dive in. To our listeners and our fans, I'm gonna apologize right now because we got two, guests on our show. There's normally three of us, and we be cracking heads, but this segment may run a little long. So I apologize. Bear with us. We're gonna help get you through your day. But please, Money, continue. So you was talking about my man Derek Brown and social media joint.
Right. So the tweet is Panthers draft Derek Brown, number 7 overall, and I guess he had a Instagram pic video, quick interview, and it said Derek speaks on being a fun dad with his baby's
mama. And
there's a picture of him and his, I guess, girlfriend or wife or whatever.
Baby's mama.
But the girl, actually, it's his girlfriend.
Again.
Yes.
Look, that statement you just read. Does the term "baby mama" does that offend anyone on this show, or does that come off as offensive? Let's start there.
That's a part of the reason why. Well, no, you don't do that because that's going to be part of what we talk about.
Because I just want to know, does that offend you guys? So okay. I'm jumping ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're jumping ahead. My bad,
nigga. Goddamn.
I'll start over. Derek Brown, 7th overall pick, speaks on being a fun dad with his baby mama. And then the link to the story is below. Derek Brown responds and says, "This isn't how you address my girlfriend. Get this trash off the internet." To which Black Twitter begin to fire his ass.
Well, hey, you know where his girlfriend is from too, right?
I do not know where.
I do not.
Where's
his girlfriend is from South Africa.
There are Caucasian people in South Africa.
Oh yeah, they're plenty, but the
part of apartheid. Yeah,
lots and lots of them.
It's when the Europeans invaded.
Yeah, so it's multi-layered. Because I'm just real quick, and please chime in. But look, man,
Can I get with this, boy? Boy. But we warned the listeners about the rants from Oz and Hollywood last week.
My bad, man. My bad.
Hollywood, I appreciate your rants, by the way.
Keep that same energy next time a black woman is referred to as a baby mama, and Derek Brown responds, "It ain't never right to refer to nobody as that." So, Hollywood Paul, to answer your question, just for me, I don't get offended by the term baby mama. If you a baby mama, you a baby mama. If you're not, if it's your girlfriend, it's your girlfriend. But everybody that had a baby ain't with the girl no more, so they be like, that's the mother of my baby mama.
My child's mother, yeah. So what about you, Regular Scott? Does that offend? Does that term? Did you hear if someone was to refer to your lady as your, okay, let's say hypothetically, you and your lady, you're together, and you're not separate, but so in real life y'all together. If somebody calls your lady your baby mother, you have a 10-month-old son, they refer to her, hey, that's my man, he's a good dad, and that's his baby mama. Would you be offended by that?
I'd probably correct them, be like, that's my wife. But
good man. Now, if you weren't married to her, that was your girlfriend.
Oh, if that. See, because I mean that's completely different. Girlfriend and wife is completely different.
That's completely
ballpark.
different.
You know what? If we have a kid, like, but then it depends, like, how long we've been. Like, if this is a long-term relationship, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's my girl. Like, that's my girl. But if this is like, if we have a kid and we ain't really been together that long, it wouldn't bother me. Probably not. No, honestly.
Okay, Oz, what about you, bro, man?
All right. So I see this way. You know, we are a very sensitive, overly sensitive culture, very brittle. But I'm gonna put it to you straight up. You know, look, man, that girl. We can talk about. We'll talk about the other thing later. But that girl has a name. So whenever you're referring to someone as a baby's mama or whatever, I don't care if she's your girlfriend,
or baby
wife,
daddy,
or anything. You are not seeing that person as an individual, as an entity. They're a thing, you know. You know,
basically calling them a breeder, basically.
You're basically saying this is you might as well say I implanted my seed in this person right here. It's the same thing. You should. He has a point. He has a point to it.
Okay.
You don't refer to anybody like that. You give people their respect and their due. That's all.
Okay. What about your West Coast? How does that term? Would that offend you if that was you and your girlfriend? You know, let's put it in terms of the listeners don't know. You was Miss Colorado.
My mother and father refer to themselves as my baby mama and my baby daddy.
And that's a good point. That's a good point. But I will say this.
But they're not together.
But I get it. But I like if I'm in a joking setting with my friends and stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's my baby's mama. But out in public, I'll never disrespect my girl like that ever.
So that's disrespectful.
It is the same thing. Like us in private saying what's up, like nigga. But you won't hear me. I don't use that.
It's derogatory, like nigga.
Yeah, I don't know about.
Well, hold on. Let me. I want
to. I don't know about that.
I want to give clarity to it. I want to give clarity so make sure I'm really understood. So it's not derogatory like that. But I'm just saying that it's still derogatory, man, because you're not giving that person their due. And I will say this, and I'll say this in my part closing, like look, dude, me and my family, we can talk about my alcoholic uncle all day long, but if you who don't know my family talk about my alcoholic uncle, I'm gonna kick your ass. You ain't gonna do that. That's the way I see it. So me and my friends, me and my family, I'll say all the day like that. My girl, that's my baby's mama. But you, who I don't know, you don't ever say that. So that's where I come from out of it.
Where you at, West Coast?
I have no strong feelings in either direction. So it's for people that don't know the person, like I think it's just a simple way for them to say something and turn it into clickbait. Now, Derek Brown, I feel where he coming from. I understand his defense of the girl. You feel me? Get this trash off the internet. Like, that's not who she is. She's not just my baby mama. That's, you know what I mean? That's my lady. We together, all the et ceteras. I get where he's coming from. But I also get where whoever wrote that was coming from.
Right.
If you don't know. I mean, it was a guess. He got it wrong.
I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I kind of feel like especially because that's generally a term used in the black community, right? Like, I don't often hear Caucasian people in the Caucasian community, absent of black folks, use the term baby mama and baby daddy. Right?
It's co-opted. It's co-opted, dude. It has been co-opted. Okay.
Has it been co-opted?
Yeah, I promise
it's
you.
pretty close.
You'll see some sorority and fraternity bros using that term, and the only black people they know are people who work for them. So I'm just saying it's been co-opted.
Interesting. Now that I was not aware of. Okay, so
it's pretty colloquial. It's a pretty regular statement made by just about anybody at this point.
Yeah. I mean, every white guy I know, they'll refer to their kid's mom like, that's my baby mom's.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, they love our culture.
God, yes.
So let me ask this, because I feel like when we say it, I feel like when it's said, we've kind of turned it into a title, like uncle or like aunt or mom, dad.
Like, oh, that's baby mama. Oh, okay, how baby mama doing?
I think I honestly think we've turned it into a title, and so I don't take it as a derogatory thing or a disrespectful thing or a diss or anything like that, unless there's already like regular Scott was mentioning, unless there's already a title in place.
Right.
Like unless this is actually your wife, like she already has a title. She doesn't need another title. So I think if the lady is or the dude is absent of title, then that's what they are. The title is baby father or baby mama or baby daddy or whatever you want to say.
Well, what's the difference between that and the mother of my child?
It takes too long to fucking say.
Yeah.
Hey, so I do got Hollywood Paul. You have a girl and you're not married. So what would you do in that situation? How would you handle that?
My father is a man who raised me on being responsible for words and being careful what words you choose, because they all have meaning and people form perception and power. They have that, they control people's perception of you. So if you allow people to refer to you a certain way, it's just like word of mouth when you have a business. Like, that's going to spread amongst people, and then everyone will form their perception of how they define that word, and that's how they'll look at you. Mm-hmm. So, like, when my dad, he introduces himself, he says, "Hey, I'm Paul's father and dad." Like, you're not going to confuse what the hell he is to me. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so if someone was to say that about my lady, I would, whether my girlfriend or not, I would correct you. And I understand where he's coming from, because she is more to me and that child than just a breeder, than just the child's mother. Mm-hmm. She's more in life than just that. So, but that's on a more public standpoint, I guess I would say, to keep that level of respect. Like, hold up, you're going to respect her just like you're going to respect me. You're not going to diminish who she is any more than I'm going to in public. You're not going to call her out of any name than I call her. So I get that. On just a social, like out in public kind of thing, I mean, I probably would correct the person, depending on who they were. But then again, that's just who I am. Like, even if it's a close friend, if you just happen to say that jokingly, I might jokingly say back to you, hey, just my baby mama, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, just that's just me, because I know words are powerful, and I don't want you to misuse words, and then I assume we have the same definition of that or the same overall understanding. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to assume that. I'm going to make sure we got the same understanding by correcting you. We're going to be on the same page.
So I've heard people kind of do a spin on it where, like, so because maybe they do have a negative feeling towards baby mama or baby daddy or whatever, or they just plain think that the saying is ghetto, and so they don't. Right. So they say, that's my kid's dad.
Mm-hmm. Right, and I don't want you to have. That's why I'm going to correct you. Not to, tell you you're wrong. I don't know what definition you have of that, but I want to make sure you have the one I want you to have about this person that you're talking about that means something to me. That's all. I'm not taking offense or anything. I don't know how you're defining it. I don't know if you have a negative connotation on that word or what. I don't know, but I do know that it exists in our society. So I'm going to take the responsibility for that and make sure you're not thinking that, that's my baby mama. Like, I don't want you to think this is just somebody I'm fucking and had a kid with.
Right, because like the reason why that word has lost its power and has turned into a negative thing because of that, because people thinking that, this person, they're not together. That's just the person who they had the kid with.
Right.
And so,
or she's a gold digger because I just named the NFL and she's getting child support for. That kid's a check to her. I don't want no one to have those negative thoughts. So I'm gonna correct you.
And then there's maybe it's going to be a debate forever, but maybe it was actually Mr. Brown reclaiming that word. People could say, hey, why can't you reclaim it for a black woman? But in that instance, he claimed it as a black man and said, "You're not going to do this because I know what you mean when you're saying that to me." You know, so.
I mean, and he did. I think he reclaimed it as just a person talking about another human being. I don't really think he looked at it as white or black. His follow up of saying like, I don't think anyone should be referred to as that. So I mean, I really I don't. I think it goes more than. I think it's more universal than just black and white. Because I mean, you know, but of course our media turns it into that.
Right, but you know,
Right.
but I think for him it is a sign of just like maybe pure luck, or maybe he just is really super smart, and him just taking ownership of that and squashing that immediately when it came up. I like that part. I really like that part. So,
But you know how black Twitter is, so they gonna ride for their sisters.
Oh yeah,
you got
They're gonna ride for their sisters. So they just want that same energy. They just want that same energy.
They deserve it. I mean, yeah.
But here's my thing though. He ain't with a sister.
Right.
So
Right.
you gotta tell that to the brother that's with a sister. That's
saying baby mama.
Happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
To the brother that's saying baby mama, you got to tell him, don't say that anymore. Call her Charlene or whatever her
Or
name
to
is.
the brother that's with a sister and allowing her to be referred to as that.
Exactly.
If they want that same energy, you gotta check that brother because that's his woman. Like this dude is standing up for his lady. Okay, yeah, we all know that same energy has not been given to a lot of sisters.
Absolutely.
We do. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that's not true.
Right.
But and I get them saying, hey, have that same energy. But honestly, it's like, well, you're using this guy to bring light to a situation that has nothing to do with him because he's not with a black woman.
And why are you putting all that weight on that dude when that's not the way he deserves
And
it?
it's like you're damn near condemning this guy for being with someone who's white, you know, one, and then you're condemning him for what other people have done that he did not do.
Right.
Another, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
And then Hollywood,
not him, you know.
Hollywood, what is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to also go, well, you know what? I need to be with a black woman. So then he's going to get in trouble for leaving his white pregnant girl to be with a black woman. So
Right. He's going to be a deadbeat, you know.
Right, you know?
Right. I get what you're saying.
No doubt.
For losing, because it's just, I get it. I get what Black Twitter was doing, and I get the comment. It's just like some trolling, smart mouth shit. But, I mean, like, that shit was just, it was misdirected, I think, you know? Like, it was misdirected.
Yeah, this thing has already, and this was like a week ago, but and actually, a shout out to Regular because he sent this to us. So a shout out, man. But I'm sure when he sent this to me, it already had almost 10,000 retweets and all of that. So I'm sure that it has many more thousand retweets now.
I mean, but I haven't kept up with it. Where's it at now? Like, what's the skinny on it?
I'm not sure.
Are like people mad at this guy, or is this stock dropping right now? I mean, what's going on?
With Black Twitter? With Black Twitter?
I was gonna say, you know how Black Twitter is, man.
Basically, is like writing them off now because
and so for our listeners that are not black, you know, there's Twitter and there's Black Twitter. If Black Twitter ever get a hold of you,
you're done.
You're done. You're gonna delete you will delete your account.
No, you won't.
You will delete your account.
You will delete all social media.
Hey, Black Twitter is undefeated.
They don't fucking around. Okay, they are with all the shits. Right?
Black Twitter. What's that girl name that was like? She did the TikTok video. Black Twitter ruined her life. Oh my God, man! Let me tell you something.
The one that was her and her boyfriend.
Yeah, Black Twitter ruined her life last week. So,
well,
I'm lost. I didn't keep up with that. I'm lost.
Well, your girl, the girl from South Africa who flew.
Hold on. So, a student in Georgia, a Caucasian high school student in Georgia, and her boyfriend made a TikTok. You know, everybody making a TikTok video. Yeah. TikTok video was, "How do you make a nigger?"
Oh, wow.
And they had what they have. You take some What'd they say?
You were taking all types of different things, and they would like put it in like water and like put it all together and kind of like almost like they were putting it in a pot and mixing it together.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So it said like you take some, you're robbing people, and then the guy was like mostly white people, and then you take some of this, and then you mix it up with that, and it was like that's how you make a nigger.
Okay, I get it.
And
that was
Black Twitter lit her ass. She got all four sides of that roast, and she's subsequently been suspended from school, expelled from school. Her college applications have been they were accepted. They've been since denied. And
that happened to another dude too.
Black Twitter has infiltrated real life now.
That's what I said. Well, Black Twitter undefeated. If Black Twitter come from you you in trouble.
So some of the things that they said: don't have a dad, eat watermelon and fried chicken, rob people, specifically whites, don't make good choices, and they will all go to jail. This is all in the making of a black person.
Yes.
We know her name. Is this the girl from Carleton High School?
Yes.
We know her name too, but I don't know. So.
We do know her name because last week on the show we didn't know her name.
I can tell you her name right now.
You can say
if you want me to.
You can say her name. What's her name?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. If you forgive me, Stephanie Freeman, but you should know better with a last name called Freeman.
Wow. So she was chasing clout and got everything. She got a little bit more than she bargained for.
Well, niggers, buck, eat watermelon, fried chicken. That can kind of get you in trouble.
I mean, you would think that's common knowledge. Oh, the boyfriend got in trouble too.
Oh yeah, the boyfriend got in trouble.
They both got it.
Originally, she was like, her tweets ended up, her Instagram and her tweets ended up saying, "I'm not a racist person. My boyfriend influenced me." Because he's racist.
Yeah, and they both got expelled from high school.
And Black Twitter was not accepting that answer either.
Yeah, because you're just as much of a piece of shit.
She got it double because she tried to throw her boyfriend under the bus for it. So she got it double.
She tried to do an apology for it.
Gave a half-ass dumb apology.
But apparently, that's how you make black people in their bathroom.
Well, yeah. Well,
some loose leaf paper.
Right. Whole story. This girl, she lives in America, but she had a business trip in South Africa. She has family there too. She flew to South Africa and she sent a Twitter. This is years ago. She sent a tweet and said, "What it said? It said, going to South Africa. Hope I don't catch AIDS. Just kidding. I won't. I'm white." Flew by the time she landed from I think New York to South Africa, Johannesburg, her boss sent her an email, said you're fired because Twitter blew her up, dude. So she was in the flight not knowing that all this happened. She lands and she's got like 10,000 Twitters, everything. Her boss is like, you need to come home, you're fired. Yeah. So
wow.
Don't play, dude. Don't play with that stuff. People just don't get it.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that chick. She took an Ambien and woke up in South Africa and her life was over.
Yeah, done. Roasted.
Wow. Freedom of speech is a motherfucker, man. You are free to say what you want, but you are not free to skate of the consequences of what you say.
Right.
No doubt. You can't be held accountable for what you say, but you are free to say it. But so choose wisely.
And freedom ain't free, man. And sometimes, that whole freedom.
Sometimes you ain't got enough money to be that free.
Dumb shit.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. Well, guys, I know we got a lot of freedom, but we do have to wrap this up, and we also have the freedom to stop today's show and start one next week. We have thoroughly enjoyed our guest from Take a Knee on the Defile Podcast Network, and y'all, man, we gonna get ready to zip them up, man. Wow, we have two guests, so I wonder how we do this when we have two guests. Anyway, Uncle Oz, man. It's been a pleasure, man. Plug what you need to plug and go ahead and zip them up.
Well, I want to say, Money, West Coast, Hollywood, thank you for my rants. Regular Scott, thank you for showing up. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and this is the kind of stuff I love, man. I love the chats about politics. I love just what's going on, and it's brilliant. It's great. The only thing I got to plug is looking for some new followers, trying to get at least 25 before the year 2025. So I'm feeling good.
No doubt. Well, hopefully, man. Hopefully you get a couple more follows off this show. And go check Uncle Oz the Comic Connoisseur out, y'all. He's a real dope guy, man. He's a real dope guy. Regular Degular, my man. Hey, man. I remember when we first talked about you coming on the show, man. So definitely appreciate you being here, man. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. Why don't you go ahead and plug what you gotta plug and zip them up?
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate you having us on. We had a lot of fun. Well, I had a lot of fun. I appreciate you tolerating Oz. I know he's a lot to handle. So I appreciate that. This is good for our show because you're letting him get his political talk fix in.
Thank you.
We don't get to do that on our show. And I got a little bit of sports talk in, so you're knocking out two birds with one stone. So no, this is a lot of fun. Make sure that you guys definitely like, subscribe this show, man. And this is, if you're a new listener coming on because you like us, make sure you subscribe and like this show. These guys, they know what they're talking about. Great perspectives. They put on a fantastic show. Follow us at Need for Marvel vs. DC on Twitter. I just unfollowed Oz, so he needs extra followers. You can follow him on his Twitter. Yeah.
He's not kidding, by the way.
Appreciate you. No, I'm not kidding. Appreciate you having us on, though. This is a lot of fun, and look forward to the next time we all get together and chop it up.
No doubt. I appreciate it, brother. West Coast J, my man, zip him up, man.
Gentlemen, I appreciate y'all being on this show. I'll go ahead and echo all those sentiments. I enjoyed having you. Listening to Oz rant plus Paul rant, like it's I might have got my rant fix out the way for a while now. You feel me? And then Money, I'm glad that you had somebody that was able to, be on Roy's side for you, because you need that sometimes.
West Coast,
whether or not I agree with either of y'all.
West Coast, did I do a good job of cutting them off?
Past that, one real quick draft recap. I need to give a shout out to the ghost of Al Davis, because with the 12th pick, the Raiders selected the fastest receiver in the draft. Not the best one, but we got the fastest one. So there's a shout out to the ghost of Al Davis.
No doubt.
Other than that, everybody stay safe. We are moving through. We're almost out. People talk about trying to reopen.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody stay safe. I wouldn't recommend you just go rush out to the first social gathering you can find, because I feel like that's going to be a hotbed for the young COVID. She's going to be right back out there. Coming to the stage. COVID. She is 19 and ready to infect.
No doubt.
Other than that, y'all, you already know. Be excellent to one another. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's all I got, buddy.
No doubt. Hey, man, Hollywood Paul, man. You had a run for your money tonight, man.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. I love it.
Hey, man. Well, what it do, man? Zip them up.
Love it. And hey, well, appreciate y'all too for coming on the show, man. Like for real, I definitely enjoyed y'all perspectives. Always, I check your show out. I try to catch as much as possible. I was listening to y'all all day and cracking up laughing. I was sitting there at West Coast. So I appreciate what y'all doing, man. Keep it up. Y'all definitely go check them out. And I ain't got much, man. Just spread love. Eat like a fat kid. Enjoy the small moments, because no one's promised to make it off this rock alive. Be good to one another. Don't be shitty people. Don't fall for anything. Don't pick up no wooden nickels. All the good old man sayings to not be stupid. Okay, because the world got enough dummies out here. Don't add to it. But other than that, man, treat everybody how you want to be treated. Spread love. Keep listening. Check us out on Facebook. Please like, follow, and share. Please do that. I can't beg you enough, because when we blow up, don't be trying to come around in, motherfuckers. Not playing. I'll come around in. We welcome you. We welcome
out. Hey, man.
And Money, thanks for keeping us on track tonight, man, because, I know I can go off the handle, and I see Oz can as well. So, thanks for running the show, man. You did a real good job tonight. I appreciate your leadership, man.
For real.
Hey,
I was talking about you earlier today, man. Ain't you a project manager? That's delegation right there. That's where you get it from. I like that. Hey. That's all I got, man.
True that, man. I appreciate that, brother. I thought I let y'all run long a little bit, a couple times, but
you gave us some rope. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Just enough rope.
Right.
I thought West Coast was gonna come in and kick me in the stomach, but he didn't. So
yeah, I ain't getting that one text from him. I was like, okay, cool, good.
Yeah, I ain't getting that one text from West Coast. So I was like, okay, we must be doing good then.
Right.
No doubt. Hey, man.
Was on here. I was gonna just let everybody talk.
No doubt, man. Hey, man. I don't have anything too crazy, man. I had a great time, man. Y'all are clowns. We promised to bring y'all different voices and different flavors from the network. So we're always blessed when we can get more talent from the network on here outside of just ourselves, man. These two brothers are talented. And so we appreciate them being here. It's been episode 13 of Unsupervised, the spinoff podcast. And I want to give a shout out, as usual, to those first responders, those nurses, those doctors out there. Saw something on CNN yesterday where one of the doctors who had gotten coronavirus, tested positive, got over it, went back to work, and she committed suicide.
Oh, wow.
And it's real tough on them right now. There's once again, I'm gonna say it again, like I said last week. There's a lot of ugly stories right underneath the surface, man. When people working double shifts and they being told that they can't work it, they gotta find a new career, or people being tested positive and they get over it and then they gotta go right back to work. And all of that stuff is scary, man. So shout out to all of y'all that's out there doing it, trying to put their life on the line to save a life. We're going to definitely always show our appreciation from this show and from this network, man. Anything we can do. And like I said, man, great show. I appreciate all four of you guys. And y'all already know what I'm gonna say, man. If you're not rocking with Defy Life, what's your life about? We out.
This is Defy Life.
Welcome to the Defy Life podcast. Join JR, Thomas, and Al as they take on topics in sports, politics, current events, family, and more. Insightful, hilarious, always unique. New episode every Wednesday. Powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Listen at defylifepods.com and everywhere else your favorite podcasts are available. If you're not rocking with Defy Life, what's your life about?